Okay, guys, exercise. Um, Basically, I want you to notice something. When I move my circles, they're overlapping. And in fact, when they move out of the bounds, they just keep moving. But I want when I move immediately when I touch my other circle, I don't want it to be able to move anymore. And when I touch the bounds, I don't want it to move anymore. But your exercise is to basically change this and have it so that it can't do this, it can't overlap. Yani المفروض I should be pressing up, pressing up, pressing up, and it goes nowhere. And when I press down, when I reach this point, it can't go anywhere. So that's your exercise. I want to say something. In my last video, I don't know if I there's some things I'm not sure I explained very well. Like this draw function. Basically, the draw function is called on the window. And remember, our window is here. We declared it up here. It's of type render window. And it takes as a parameter the things that you can draw. And what things can I draw? Can I do window.draw مثلا this texture? Probably not. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Actually, let's try it. But like there's some things that can be drawn, I'm assuming, and some things that can't. Let's see. I'm pretty sure you can't. This should give an error. Yeah, you can't. So how do you know what things you can draw? Like, I'll tell you, but also to have the better source, I would suggest reading the documentation because it'll tell you for sure what things that this draw function can take as a parameter and what it can't. But probably the things that you can move is your shapes, whatever they may be. They can be squares, circles, there's things called sprites that we'll look at later. And a sprite, if I'm understanding correctly, if I remember correctly, a sprite is like a miscellaneous shape, like just a random shape. I just wanted to make that clear. How do you do? Let's think. I'll give you a little hint about the collision because this is important. The boundaries. Okay, for this one, لما أجي move, I only want to be allowed to move if my position, the position of my circle is for example not negative, not less than the bounds of my window that I declared here. I'm probably gonna need an if statement. يعني مثلا هقول في left, I'll be like okay yes move if it's inbound. And how is it inbound? If cute اللي هو circle بتاعي if cute dot get position. Again, is there a function to get the position? You're gonna have to read the documentation and find out. يعني أكيد هكون عايزة أجيب الposition. Like I want to say if cute's position is not less than الx بتاع cute مثلا is not less than is not actually negative. صح? So remember when you move this, you're subtracting 10 from the x position of cute. In its initial position is 400. So when you move left, you go 400 minus 10. Then when you press the left key again, you go 400 minus 10 minus 10 minus 10 minus 10. If I want to make sure the 400d, it never gets negative. So probably I want to get like cute's x position and make sure that's greater than 0 at all times. So how do you do that? The documentation. You have to find a function. And you're going to probably Google and say how to get a circle's position in SFML, and then that's going to tell you. You're going to have to figure that out. As for to make sure that the two circles don't collide, I'm going to link this video in the description. It's a really nice video that tells you how to detect collision between circles. It's based on a mathematical principle. Let me get it, it was somewhere here. So watch that video. I believe this, you'll find that there's a really nice, oh here it is. Okay. Basically, Allah. Okay. Okay, so it says here if the distance between centers is less than circle 1's radius plus circle 2, like it goes into the mathematical theory behind circle collisions. So I suggest you watch this video and try to implement this. So it'll be a very useful exercise because like if you do a maze game or anything like that, you want to make sure you don't go out of bounds in your game. You want to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. So I hope that makes sense. As always, I will be eventually uploading the solution for the exercise, and in this video you'll find the codes for everything that we talked about before.